o'clock Pacific and 1 o'clock Eastern. And I'm going to be doing a global healing with the genius. So if you'd like to be part of that, bring your genius with you. And we're going to talk all about that. I love doing this type of a class for the remedy plate. So let's see if we have that all set up. Okay, that is ready to roll. So we can jump out of there, make sure it's recorded, record it to the cloud. All right, and somehow my volume is not where it should be. Let me just see if I can get that a little bit better. Okay, fantastic. I love it. All right, so I know you can't see anything, so let's make it so you can see some things here. Thank you so much for joining today. How's your day going? Are you doing well today? Let me know in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. And something else I'd like to know from you is, do you currently use a remedy plate? And if you currently use your remedy plate, let me know what you use it for. What have you used it for in the past? What have you had some good luck? Or what has really interested you or, struck your fancy in using a plate? Let's talk about that. And this is a little bit of a different setup. So let me see if I can get the chat in there. Okay. All right, Michelle, thank you for joining us from New Zealand. It's so nice to have you, or Kiara, if I'm saying the name correctly here. I use my remedy plate every day for imprinting and to add frequencies to my water. Well, Sophie, I'm so glad that you said that, because as I was going to say to everybody who's here today, have you ever thought about getting up in the morning and when you make your coffee, how about adding energizing or adrenal balancing frequencies to your coffee? Or maybe you have a shaga in the morning, a shaga tea, or some other type of herbal tea. What if you put energizing frequencies in there in the morning? What if you structured your water? So we're going to talk about that today. So you go ahead and you put frequencies into your water for your day. How about if you do that? How amazing would that be? What if you had something, you put some home clearing frequencies and you put that into some water, and then you could just do this as a spray. We're going to be switching back and forth between the cameras today. So let me just go ahead and give that a test here. For some reason, the bar is on the top here. Be kind to me. So if we switch cameras here for a moment, we're going to be able to see a lot of the different media here. So we can see things like this has shungite powder in it. And we're going to see some of our hologram wristbands that we're going to work with. And you can see another of these. These really hold the frequency incredibly well. So this is something you could give to your client. These are just really fun discs that we have available. And we also have an imprinter kit where we put these in. And these are just wonderful to focus on, meditate on. And you can put them right on the plate and imprint frequencies into these wonderful discs. And this could be something that you could carry with you in your pocket. You could put it on your desk. You just want to have it with you in your wallet, your purse, anything like that. And that's going to give you a nice grounding energy. And of course, all types of jewelry you can imprint. We have some different types. Here's one that has some shungite on there. So we've got a shungite one, we've got amethyst. And what about imprinting your food? Got an apple there. What if you did a detox frequencies for your apple, for your, different foods that you're concerned about? And so you could run detox frequencies, you could run solfeggios. I think we have a food contaminants panel as well. Connie, hey Connie, it's so nice to have you here. Connie says, I'm interested in imprinting patches. So we're going to talk about all of this, but just to jump into it, we have these Modelo patches that you can actually get online. They were originally designed for breastfeeding, and they will work as a patch that somebody could put on their skin and remove. And the reason I like this one is because it has a water element to it. You can see that you can just utilize the sticky part of this and put it somewhere on the skin. Like it could go on the thigh, it could go on the arm. These are just Modelo patches that are used for women for breastfeeding, and there's nothing else in here except for water. And I do have another type of patch, which we're putting in our imprinting kit. The imprinting kit is online. I don't know, I just want to show you this one. I'm going to take this one out of its little pack here. And you can see the imprinting kit by going to geniusbiofeedback.com and search for the imprinting kit. And this is really, it has herbs in it. It's meant as a lymphatic patch, but you can imprint this and it has the herbal quality. You're going to imprint this whole piece of fabric and then the water and the herbs inside. And then this also has a little sticky here, and it doesn't have to be, I think it's used for the axilla, the underarm for women, maybe you've had breast cancer and so forth. But this, you can just put this anywhere. So you could put it where there's pain. You could put it on a knee. Again, you know, anywhere, shoulder where there's pain. So there's so many things that you can imprint. You can imprint jewelry, and we're going to talk about imprinting this. So we're going to have a lot of fun talking about so many different things that you can do with the imprinter, with a remedy plate. And that's why I actually really love these classes. We haven't had time to do one in quite a while, but I think it's worth it. I think it's so fun as an adjunct to what you're doing. And I'm really excited to see that more people these days are taking advantage of being able to use the remedy plate, and they're actually bringing it into a day-to-day practice. So you could use this as a side hustle. You could have this separately on your website where you don't necessarily put a client into the Genius, but it's just, you could just put sample client, or this is even in the client's name. You could say this is for the purpose of imprinting. And then when you run the frequencies into your media, you're going to utilize like solfeggios, nogiers, just general tones that you could use for imprinting a band or imprinting a bracelet. And then you can put that on your website and say what the theme of the frequencies are. This has pain harmonizing frequencies in it. This has solfeggio tone frequencies. This has adrenal balancing frequencies. This has detox frequencies. And you can see the sky is the limit. You could have your whole website filled with these options. You could put it on Etsy. You could have it as part of something you offer as a gift to a new client. And then you can personalize these bands. If you did a Zoom session with someone, or even an in-office session with someone, you could have one of the bands and then imprint it before they go. You can clear the energy of any band or jewelry by using a green pen light. So if they come back, you could just clear that energy with the green pen light and then just recharge their band. So this is a wonderful thing that you can give them either as an upsell or, hey, this is part of your session. And you will be blown away by the effect of people even just wearing this wristband with the hologram, especially with the 2 holograms, because this is really going to hold the energy of the frequencies. It's a nice place to put the frequencies, for the frequencies to land and really be absorbed well on the band. Now, we used to just use regular silicone wristbands, and it's still like you'll have people who are in chronic pain and they'll just put on the regular silicone wristbands and they'll have this incredible effect from wearing the wristbands. So the hologram wristbands are even greater. They're even more powerful. So that is super fun. And of course, you could imprint the discs that we talked about. This is another thing that they could just take with them and put them in their pocket. This is created by almost like an artist, and he does such great creative work. He's like a true artisan in that sense of the word, that he has taken his sensibility, his consciousness about sacred geometry and put it in these beautiful discs that, like I said, I love to just look at them, and you could imprint any frequencies. So you could put detox frequencies into one. You could put sleep frequencies into another, put it under your pillow. This becomes as creative as you wish to be. You can achieve that with your remedy plate, making so many interesting remedies. And of course, we have the slide of what I've just been showing as well. But if you look at that EMF one, I don't know if Rachel is here, if she uses this one, but this EMF one that we're showing on the screen, and I can show it here too, it's kind of tiny, but it could go on your phone, it could go on your computer, it could go in your pocket, it could go anywhere. and it has shungite powder in it. So that's going to be very receptive. And for some bonuses, a couple of months ago, we made up some of these. We imprinted the sticker, and this one is for relaxation. So we named it Unwind. And so you can take this, you can put it on your phone, you could put it on your computer, you could put it under your bed, you could carry it with you, all of those things. And again, it's the shungite that's in there that really makes the difference in what the person is receiving. Can the client wear multiple bracelets imprinted with different libraries? Yes, they absolutely can. And you may want to put a sticker. Now here's the band. Maybe you want to put a little sticky label inside, like right here, put something that names what that one is for so they can keep track of it. But then they might want to put it on different times of the day. You know, say that they put their adrenal one on in the morning, and then like around 6 or 7 in the evening, they put the sleep one on. So that could be something. Would love to see your picture larger so I could see everything. Okay, Joseph, that's actually a really good idea. So let's go back to the view through the camera, and let's go ahead and see that. Yeah, thank you for saying that, because I don't see it in the same way that you guys are experiencing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the share, and that should give us a much greater picture. Okay, there we go. So that's a lot better. Good call, Joseph. I like it. So now you can see everything in a lot larger view. And like I said, you can probably do that again, right? You can put the apple on there in the morning, all of your food. You could put a plate of food on there, and you could charge it up that way. Like I said, obviously we have the discs. You can take water. Maybe it's spring water. You know, maybe it is going to be, maybe you go get some fresh spring water from a spring, and you put that in here, and then you charge it up with home clearing frequencies. Let's see, solfeggios, sacred geometry, maybe positive affirmations. And then you spray that around the house, you know, in your car. And that's a great product if you want to sell it, label it. It's even a little better for it had to have an external type of remedy that you're using, rather than something that people can ingest, unless they bring their own water. So have your client bring their own water with them to their session, because then they're taking responsibility for all the hygienicity of the water. It's, you know, if you have spring water or distilled water, probably nothing's going to grow in it, but you never know. You want to be careful. You don't want anybody to report back that something has happened. You can take, I love these. Gaia is such a wonderful herbal company. We're not selling these, but you obviously can get them on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. And so they have these little gummies, right? Those little gummies, and you can actually put the entire thing on there, and you can imprint these. So maybe you want to imprint them in addition to them being for the immune system. They've got echinacea and ginger and all that good stuff in there. So in addition to that, you could imprint all the immune frequencies, any type of immune solutions. You could put the solfeggios, you could put nogies, you could put affirmations, and then that's going to charge those up. Again, any type of supplement that you want to do, you can enhance it by putting certain type of nutritional frequency, minerals, vitamins, all types of things. So really, it's only limited by your imagination. We're going to show a number of the different plates, and we're going to talk about how they are different. So we'll utilize a few different types of plates and talk about why you would want one versus the other. So for example, this is a wonderful plate for travel. This is a wonderful plate for broadcasting. See if that's going to sharpen up the view a little bit. That's a wonderful plate for broadcasting. In other words, the copper tracings that are on there, I got to be careful when I move around here. The copper tracings that are on there are going to be wonderful for putting on meridian points or on pain points. So those copper tracings are special. Now, all these remedy plates are available at geniusbiofeedback.com, and go to the Black Friday deals page, and you will be able to see all of the pricing. They're $50 to $200 off of the remedy plates. Now for hot flashes, I guess we need really a hot flash harmonization, a separate library. But right now we have menopause libraries and we have hormonal balancing libraries. So you can utilize it for those. And so if somebody had a pain in their knee or you wanted to work on particularly on meridian points, you can take this, and the geometry on here is very, very precise. And the copper has an energy as well. Like I said, this one is really nice if you're traveling somewhere that's going to slip very easily, maybe into the same pack that you use for your iPad, a nice little case, and you can take it with you anywhere that you want to go. So that's a good use case for that. We'll switch back to the slideshow for a moment, and then I'll continue to answer your questions, and then we'll come back to this, and we'll do the large view when we're actually looking. We're going to look at the actual remedy plate as I answer some questions for you. So let's just go back to the share screen for a moment. We'll look at some of the slides. And then, like I said, we'll just come back to this in just a moment. So let's go ahead and see if we can switch that view. So now we've got me, and then we've got the slides. And now you've got some of your questions here. So my confusion is which one to choose. There's only one on the Insight website, but very interesting also which one. Yeah, Marie Lynn, go to geniusbiofeedback.com. So make sure you check out our website, geniusbiofeedback.com. You have to actually put it into the browser because sometimes it will sneakily redirect you to other websites. So make sure you put Genius Biofeedback in the browser. And let's see if we can quickly look at that together. So if we just go here and we go, so this is the website that we're talking about. That's the website that all my classes are here. All my recordings are here. All my resources are here. If you don't know me, my name's Ariel. It's Ariel Policano, naturopathic doctor. Been around here for a long time, since the inception point of the Genius, working with the developer, and we just have a lot of programs and training that we offer here. So if you go to Black Friday, you can go to Black Friday Remedy Plate, and this has everything we're going to be talking about. So they're really not on sale that often. We made them available for Black Friday starting today. You can get them $50 off the copper plate we just showed. It's going to be $50 off that Sacred Remedy plate. It's going to be $120 off the triple layer plate, which we're going to talk all about. Answer Marie's question, which is why would you use one over the other? And also the boosted plate. So it's a fun sale, gives you an opportunity to get them at a great price. And we're going to go ahead and put this link into the chat. So check out the chat so you can check this out. That's where we're coming from today. This is, the website that we're doing everything from. We have other specials. We're going to have 30% off of libraries on actual Black Friday, and we can talk about that. And then tomorrow, please check out the events calendar at geniusbiofeedback.com. I'd love all of you to join me at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern time. At that time, I'm going to do a Genius Global Healing. I'd love to have as many geniuses being used at the same time. So we want to all be on board for that. At that time, if you can join me then, just go to geniusbiofeedback.com. Now, you can already have a remedy plate and, of course, come to this class. So let's talk about, you have about a bunch of questions. Let me see if I can answer the questions through the lecture here, and then we'll go back to our little PlayStation where we'll go to the live view of the different plates that we have. So let's just talk about it. What is a remedy plate? So a plate assists in sending frequencies to the different media that I've been showing. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. These are the different media like shungite, different types of discs, different types of remedies and supplements. All these things can be placed right on top of that plate. And we have this plate here. I'm going to talk about what it is and what it does. They're really beautiful. Like I said, where we get these plates from are so gorgeous. They do such a nice craftsman type of job with these. They're really well done. If you have gotten a different type of remedy plate and it connects to the Genius, that's perfectly okay. So plates can also be used to import frequencies into your Genius. So any of those supplements, not only would you put additional frequencies into them, but you could also pull that frequency into the Genius and store it as a library entry. I mean, this is really cool. I like to say this is more fun than healers were previously allowed to have, because it is so cool. It's so creative, and you can make all these really cool remedies. So let's try to answer some of your questions through the lecture, and then I'm going to read the chat and read your Q&A. So the Genius is able to send frequencies to any of the plates, and some of you might have this one. We do have this one available, so if you're interested in this one in particular, you can let me know. I just made the 4 plates available for Black Friday as you see them. And this one is the one you're seeing here is very similar to this one. They essentially do the exact same thing. Okay, so you can create just about anything. You can imprint just about anything you want. And at different times, I don't have them today, but you can get the type of sandal that you step on. It's like an acupressure sandal. You can get them, they usually have, maybe they have them on Alibaba, or they might have them on Amazon. And some of them connect to TENS units, and they have little plugins from TENS units. You can even imprint those and then have the frequencies going into the little sandals, or have frequencies going into gloves. It's really just limited by your own imagination and creativity. All right, so this one is a sacred geometry plate. It has a power switch, and it fits a fair amount of media on it. I'm going to show it on the other camera as well, and we'll show that when you switch that power switch on, what it looks like when it's plugged in. I'm sure I'm going to spill everything all over here. All right, so you can fit a fair amount of media on it. When you use a plate like this, you're getting the benefit of the tracings or the pattern that's on the plate. So you get the energy of the sacred geometry in addition to the actual energy of the frequencies. And that's really fun. So it has a power, it's going to have its own power source. The copper tracing plate gets its power source from your iPad or from your phone. So the meaning of it having its own power source is that it's supposed to switch on here. Let me just see if it's going to switch on. Oh yeah, there it goes. So you should be able to see these lights switch on. I'm going to show the camera view in just a second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So the meaning of that, why that's important, is you could use the Remedy plate on its own. So you could actually use the Remedy plate standalone without the Genius connected if you wanted to do a home clearing, because the sacred geometry stands on its own. There's a wonderful energy coming from the plate just in and of itself. All right, so let's go ahead and let's maybe switch the view back now and see if we can look at this other view here. So let's switch it to look at this one. All right, so that's the sacred geometry plate. And now we'll stop the share for a moment here and look at it here. And so there's that sacred geometry plate, and it has a power switch to it. So you can see that the power is on, and it connects to the Genius through this wire, and the wire comes down here, but you can see it leads to the Genius and it leads to the port. Here I've got a USB-C on my iPad Pro. And then of course you can put whatever you want to imprint. So suppose I wanted to put the meridians into this shungite bracelet. I simply just hit the quick balance, and now I could do it for a minute, 2 minutes. We're going to talk about time, about how long to do it in just a moment. Or I could do the same thing and I could make a little spray. We could talk about some different frequencies to use for that. Try to do as many things as possible. If I wanted to do it for those patches, right? So say the person's having shoulder pain, maybe I do some Chinese medicine frequencies and I put it on around their shoulder. So I would imprint that, and that has a lot of water in it. Or I could make a little hologram bracelet and they could bring it back next time and we could clear the frequencies from that. All right, I want to get to some of your questions as well in just a moment. So let's just switch this back for a moment here. Keep going and keep your questions going. So as you think of the questions, it's okay for you to go ahead and jump and put them into the chat. That's perfectly okay. And let's go ahead and share the screen here. Nice. Okay. Now let's go to the next plate, which is the triple layer plate. So the triple layer plate has 3 layers of sacred geometry. the energetics of all the different layers. There's 3 types of patterns, and you could actually unscrew it and look at this and see that there are 3 separate. We do have some pictures on the website. So if you go to geniusbiofeedback.com, you can look at this on the website and see the pictures of the 3 layers that are on there. Now, this is going to be a more powerful plate. Now, remember, you can, let's say you take the home clearing frequencies or even affirmations or just something that you're working on. You can play this. And when you play this, you could just play the frequencies in wherever you are. So first of all, you could take this plate and you could point it at yourself, and you're going to be amplifying the energy of the genius. And it's going to be like sort of like a speaker. It's going to be giving it a boosted effect. And it's also going to be more affecting the area that you're working in. So you think about using a smudge stick. This is like a smudge stick times 10. So you can take this and you can play your wonderful frequencies. It might be for hormones. It might be for pain. It might be affirmations. It might be to essential oils, anything. And then this is going to boost the signal and put it all into the space that you're in. So it's like an amplifier effect. And I just love this plate because it's so cool to look at. It's, like I said, it's sort of 3 times the power of a regular plate. And you can also, you're going to be more powerfully then imprinting whatever the media is that you're using. And you're also giving the media all of those sacred geometry imprints as well. So this is going to be also really, really cool to work with. It has that power switch. We're going to show it on the camera in just a moment. And don't think I have, okay, I want to switch it over to there. So let's say that you want to make maybe a bunch of bracelets. Well, this is going to be a great plate to work with because it's very high power. So if you put 25 bracelets stacked up one on top of the other, they don't have to all touch the remedy plate. They're going to be receiving the energy right through touching each other. They're going to get the effect of the frequencies. All right, and let's get to some of your questions. So let's switch it and we're going to view that one. So there's that triple plate. And let's stop it so we can take a good look at it. So this is the plate. It also has the power switch, which we're looking at here. So you can switch that on. It has the connector. We basically connect it through the 3.5 millimeter connection. So that goes directly into the port that's here on the plate. And then the one thing that most people will need is some type of an adapter. So if you have a lightning port, you're going to need a lightning port adapter, and you'll see that that connects. Now we send you this wire right there. We send you this. That's included in all of our remedy plates. And then you'll need to get this because we don't know if you need a lightning one, or we don't know if you need a USB-C. So we let you go ahead and get that so you can get the right one. So this is a USB-C, and this will cost you about $10, and you just order it on Amazon. Very easy to get. And then that will allow you to connect this to the charging port. And I mean, if you still have something that has a 3.5 millimeter connector, I mean, absolutely go for it. So, you know, all of the regular things that you can imprint, you could even get these little stickers. And so then you can put these holograms. This will hold the frequencies really well. And you can put those holograms wherever you would like to create your own media, whatever your own. So these are already on the wristbands, but maybe you want to take these and imprint them and put them somewhere else. Maybe you want to take these holograms and put them on a bottle of water. Okay, so take the holograms and charge up the holograms and then put them on the water bottle. That's, you know, that's, or anything else that you want to imprint or have the imprints on. So there's just so many different things that you can do with this. Let's see what some of your questions are here. The plate has a USB port. You did not mention what that's for. Yeah, the triple plate can, see now a lot of people, this does not need to be connected. This is the manufacturer has put this here, but you do not need to use it. However, you're going to find that most of those connections are going to go to a regular USB connection. It's going to be this type of port to a USB. Well, most people don't have a USB connection on their mobile device, but you could utilize that if you were going to plug it in, you were going to use the Genius from a computer or a laptop. So you could actually utilize that port. That would be an option if you want to use that port, but it's not necessary to use it for your regular iPad or iPhone. So, but that's a great question. All right. So do you have a USB adapter, or can you use the cord that came with the plate, plug it into that speaker? Do you have to have a USB adapter? Well, okay, I just kind of answered that. What would you recommend to protect yourself from EMF? I'm reading the questions backward, but I will get to all of your questions. For EMF, we have these stickers that you can order online, and they're just on Amazon. You can just look up EMF sticker. The reason that they're special, obviously, they've already had some frequencies in there, but they're also special because they have shungite powder added to them. And so we have EMF libraries on the Genius. So you just take those libraries and then you take those frequencies and you can add on. But you can use other things besides the EMF libraries. You could use solfeggios, you could use sacred geometry, you could use flower essences and put them into that EMF sticker or anything, because it's going to be very, very receptive to the shungite is going to be receptive to the frequencies. All right. So do you have a USB adapter and can use that cord? Right. Okay. So you can use either one of the basically plugins. You basically have options. So you can use that 3.5 millimeter right here. And you can also use this. You can use either one. There's even another one over here. So you could just use the left or the right one. So either one is fine. Now, again, for EMF, so we do have lots of EMF libraries. I don't think you're going to be able to see them from here. So we have all types of EMF libraries for people where they can use this. What else do we have here? Just say we're doing this one. Say we're doing quick balance. And so we're putting those EMF frequencies, hard to see from there. It's showing us upside down, but you get the idea. So these would be the EMF frequencies. And now we're going to put them into a shungite bracelet. And now you can have that on your wrist, or you could take that EMF and you could put it onto your phone, or you could put that EMF. There's another one that's available on Amazon that we utilized for people as a bonus a couple of months ago. And what we did is we took this particular one and we imprinted it with relaxing frequencies. And now you could take that, you could put it on your phone. Everybody has their phone with them, so they're going to get the benefit of those relaxing frequencies. And this has sort of a flower of life configuration as well. We also have these available, which are shungite. I think they're now available on the website. And so they're shungite necklaces. And so this would be another thing that you can imprint. I'm going to get that on the tray in just a moment. So that would be another thing that you could use for EMF. So shungite is just wonderful at holding the frequency. And this is a really beautiful tree, if you can see that. There we go on the camera. It's a beautiful little tree. And then this is a great necklace. And so get the EMF frequencies or solfeggios or a whole bunch of flower essences or a whole bunch of maybe spinal energy, maybe the nerve tonifying frequencies to help to boost up the nervous system. If there's any way to move that around a little bit, get better lighting. So those are all ideas for things to do for EMF protection. We do have shungite. We do have some shungite tablets. So if you go on the website, you can see the shungite tablets. I think they're all in the remedy plate category. And that's a great thing you could put underneath a remedy plate to ground the remedy plate. It's a shungite tablet. It's just a big chunk of shungite that you can place your remedy plate on top of in order to ground and protect the plate from any aberrant frequencies, any frequencies that are coming in, Wi-Fi and things like that. So that's also should be at geniusbiofeedback.com. I see you have no batteries in your device. Do we need the batteries? That was just a preparation thing. I know everything's visible on camera. What can you do? I did put them. I did put them in this one. And we do send you 3 batteries with your plate. So I did put them in this one, but as preparation, I was running, to get all of them ready, but I didn't get to put it in the other one. Now, technically, you don't really, to answer your question, you really don't need any batteries in this plate because the power is coming from your iPad. This has power. This is charged. So as it's working to send frequencies here, you don't really need the power, but if you wanted extra power or an extra boost, put the batteries in there. And also another reason is if you just wanted to play this in your home on its own, because it's actually a scalar, it's a broadcaster in and of itself with all the power of that sacred geometry. So those are really good questions. You guys brought it with the questions. I always love it when you guys do that. That's fantastic. And here's some of these discs from the imprinter. I just love looking at these. As you meditate on them, they're very calming and very soothing. So these would be something else that you could use for EMF protection. And just think of any of your jewelry that you could charge up, like just depending on what's in store for your day. Maybe you need more energy. Maybe you want to work on anxiety. Anything that you have that's sort of like a gemstone, anything that's so receptive to the frequencies. So it's great to use. And I think we have this one too. And like I said, we have these, we will probably get a list together and follow up with a nice resource list. Like I said, this is a Medela type of patch, which is used for breastfeeding, but it's perfect to create a patch for your client because it's has an adhesive on it, and so be easy on, easy off. But what I loved about this is the water element. Water is incredibly receptive to frequencies. And so if you use a water bottle, and what a great way to start your day, to start, to charge up your water, whatever your theme of the day, and then you drink that energy in the water. This is how homeopathic medicines are made, because water is so impressionable. You can program water almost like you can program a crystal. Can shungite stickers be used on the skin? I see where you're angling with that, Connie. You're trying to sort of take the energy of the patch movement and run with it. And I think these patches are better suited, or these lymphatic patches, although these are medicated. The lymphatic patches, that little triangle crescent shape that I showed before, has disappeared on me at the moment. They're more of a medicated menthol type of thing. So I think we're looking for things like this that are better applications, and we're going to continue to look for other things. I know the patches are a big trend right now, and I do think the Genius has the capacity to make its own patches. If anybody else has another resource, then let me know. Now, you guys have a lot of questions here that I did answer in the lecture, so let me just go ahead and share the screen again. Let's go back to the lecture for a bit, but keep your questions coming. I will go back to your other questions as well. I'll make sure every question is answered, and then we'll just switch the view back here. Fun times, I like it. Okay, so let's go and let's look at another plate. I love Remedy plates. It just allows you to be really creative in what you're doing. So this is the copper tracings plate. And like I said, this one is very easy for you to take with you when you travel. So you may want to have this just so you can slip it into maybe your iPad case or your purse, and just really, really nice. You don't need any type of power source because the power comes from your phone. Maybe this is one that you always want to use with your phone when you're on the go. I mean, imagine just going to a coffee meeting with somebody, or just any type of a connection, friendship, hanging out, going to visit the family at Thanksgiving. And you can just take this out and you could instantly start imprinting your family's water, even the wine, whatever beverage, the food, the Thanksgiving dinner. You can put the sweet potatoes dish on here and send some wonderful calming frequencies, detox, immune, inflammation, pain, all of those topics could go into whatever you want to imprint. How about detox? And I think, like I said, I think we have a food clearing series. You can look for that on geniusbiofeedback.com. It'll even test different foods for you. In order to do that, it would be a little bit different, but it can, let's just stick with clearing the food by putting the frequencies from the Genius into the food. That's another topic we can talk about, which is where you can actually take a picture of your apple and use it's called Food Quality Library. You can actually test the apple, it'll tell you if there's GMO. I guess we need to add the appeal to the Food Quality Library. Okay, the geometric tracings of the circuit board array that you're seeing on here, called the path of the current, of the remedy plate are designed to allow the generation of scalar waves. So this is another thing. Again, it's a great broadcaster. So suppose you go to your mother-in-law's house or your friend's house or wherever it is, the parents, the in-laws, the good friends, and it's like, you know how you could use smudge to clear space? You take the solfeggios, you take the nogies, you take the Bach flower essences, and you just play them from your genius, and this broadcasts the energy all over the home. So this is going to really amplify it and send that energy out. So that would be a great use for your copper tracings plate. And also, this is very easy to move around. Say you had a neck pain, you want to just put this and run those maybe muscle relaxing frequencies or muscle frequencies over to the neck area or the knee. So it's very easy to use it as an application. All right, let's see. Do you have some questions here? I cannot see what you are showing. You're too far below the screen. Have you guys been able to see what I've been showing? Let me know in the chat. How do you protect your accessory from emitting energy when not in use or in cross frequencies? I think a way that you can do that, Lynn, is just go ahead and get that shungite tablet, and that can act as a grounding energy for you. All right, so let's go back. I want to make sure I answered some of your other questions here. So it would be great to tell you the characteristics of the plate. I have the one that came with my starting kit, and I'm debating getting the larger one. So that's what we're talking. Yeah, that's all that we're talking about here. My confusion is which one to choose. Okay, same thing. How long do the frequencies last? We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Okay, so are the stickers sold separately? Now the stickers, a lot of these are on Amazon. So we do have an imprint kit that includes a collection. So look for the imprinting kit. Some of these things are in there, but you can get a whole bunch of these on Amazon. Put in the word EMF stickers and you can get them there. And you can get the other ones if you just put EMF stickers and you look for the ones with Flower of Life. They're available there. Can imprinting work to create libraries as well? Yes, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. We'll show how you would do that. Can silicone bands be imprinted with frequencies? If so, how long would the frequencies last? So for a long time, we had people just utilizing regular silicone wristbands. These are a little bit different because they have the hologram in there, so it's going to better hold the frequency. But for years, people were just a regular silicone wristband that you would get for free at a sporting event or something. And when people put the pain harmonizing energies into those bands, or detox into the bands, or immune boost into the band, or sleep frequencies into the band, they got rave reviews. They started a whole side hustle that was just trying to send people the bands. And they couldn't keep up with the production of how many people wanted bands, because one person told the other person and that person told their friend. And really, you could make an entire business of imprinting media. When you imprint one that's general, then you just put something in your Genius like sample client with any date or gender, and then you go and you're not doing it for a particular person, you're doing it for the purpose of generating the frequencies in order to imprint the media. So let's come back to the chat in just a moment. Let's just talk about another plate, and we'll keep going back to the chat and your questions. So this is the next plate. It's called the boosted plate, and it has copper tracings. I'm going to plug it in. We can show it on camera as well. And so this plate, which is right here, beautiful plate. So why would you use this one? You would use this one because maybe you've gotten very busy making these types of bands, and now you need to put 60 of them on the plate, or 100 of them on the plate. So this would be great. It's also, you could put a garden hose on top of this and imprint all the water that you're going to be watering your land with, or watering your garden with, or watering whatever it is. So you could also put a gallon of water on here. And we had one gal who used to give these big sort of circle presentations. Everybody get in the circle, and we're going to do a group healing in person. She would do this. And first people would bring their little tiny bottles, and then eventually they started to bring gallon jars. They wanted to get jugs of the water that she created during her session with all the wonderful flower essences and gemstone therapies. We have a gemstone library at geniusbiofeedback.com. She put the gemstone energies in there. She put affirmations in there, and they absolutely love the water. Well, this is a great way to imprint the water because of the large space and because of the power. It's also really, really fantastic for clearing a space. You want to clear your home? Use this broadcaster. It is a soup. That's why it's called the boosted plate. So you're going to get a wonderful effect of clearing energy because of the power of the copper tracings creating a scalar wave with this particular plate. Let's see if we can take a look at it on the camera. So let's switch the view. I'm probably gonna have to move it around a little bit. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, not bad. So let's see right there. And so it has a plug-in, the same type of plug-in right here. And it has these two banana plugs. Probably everybody's going to pick up on that, but you don't need to utilize them. If you had something else like a Rife generator and you wanted to use this plate with a Rife machine, you could do that as well. So again, really great for space clearing, good for, you could put a big amount of water on here. You could put, you could do it especially great for just taking it out into your garden and just hold this plate around your garden and move it around the space that your vegetables or food is growing on. And then it's really going to broadcast that. We do have a garden library at geniusbiofeedback.com. We have a garden series. And then you could think of other things that you could use: solfeggio, sacred geometry, affirmations. Maybe you want to, it's another good thing. I have to write these down. Garden affirmations for how powerful the garden is going to be. So you could see, you could also do a lot. Say you have a big family and you want to imprint everybody's water at the same time, or everybody's supplements at the same time, or obviously a plate of food would be really great on here as well. And again, you would run like detox frequencies for something like that, or bring up, if you brought up the food contaminants or toxic contaminants, by running it, like say just mercury isn't something you really find in an apple, but running the energy of mercury, you're going to be clearing the mercury from that particular food. Okay, let's see what other questions that you have. I don't want to miss some of your questions here. Okay, does this copper plate and the large plate have the same characteristics? Yes, in terms of the copper tracings being able to create that scalar effect. So you get a big boost, a big distance effect from using something like that. That's why it could be great for broadcasting into your garden or onto your land. Let's see what else we have here. Whatever type of jewelry that you have, especially if you get some type of sacred geometry jewelry, that's going to really hold the energy really, really well. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Do all the plates have input and output, and do they need to run on batteries? So this does not have a power source, but again, the power source is going to be the actual device that it's connected to. So technically, it really doesn't need its own power source. That would be just, perpetual generation. It could generate sacred geometry frequencies as a broadcaster sort of on its own. Let's see. I just finished practitioner level 1. Love it. We'll buy this one right after the meeting. You're very sweet. I'm glad you took that course. That's awesome. Okay. Does the green RX plate enable you to create libraries? I don't know which one that is. Is there a maximum number of frequencies you should transfer to media? Is there a maximum number of frequencies that you should? No, not necessarily. I'd say maybe 30 frequencies at a time. 30 is like a sweet spot of frequencies. I'm interested in the shungite stickers. How do you clear the item before imprinting? Just go on Amazon and look for a green pen light. So just look for a green, it doesn't even need to be LED, just a green pen light, and take that and just wave it over whatever you're clearing for about, 15 to 30 seconds, and it will clear it. Let me go back to all right, what did I do? I guess I didn't stop the sharing when I switched this. I am so sorry. I meant to, remind me if I'm on, you guys probably did, that I was on the view that was too small. Okay, so now we can see everything. So I apologize for that. So you can see this. Let's go ahead just one more time. Just you can see this awesome board that has really a lot of space on it. And you can see everything that's on here very, very easily. And you can see how you can utilize it, how large it is. All right. The plates that have batteries, how do you know when they need to be replaced? Then it has a light on it. Okay, you didn't say how long the imprint lasts on the silicone bracelets. We still haven't gotten to that slide, but just to cut to the chase, when Thelma, the longer that you run frequencies for, so the longer that you have frequencies on here, the more saturated the media or the water or the remedy will get. It's like repeating an affirmation over and over again. As you do that, your cells get more of that frequency and that energy and that direction. And so if you put this on here, we're going to show a chart in just a moment, but let's just say for the silicone bands, we're talking 3 to 5 minutes. But if you really want to, you could do it for 30 minutes. The more that you play the frequencies into that, the more that whatever the media is picks up that energy. But 3 to 5 minutes would be sufficient. All right, let me just make sure I read these in a little bit order. How long does the charge last? So we're going to look at a slide on that as well in just a moment. Can shungite stickers be used? You already said that one. Can you show us how to put frequencies on the plate? How to put frequencies on the plate? I don't know what that means. Do you mean how to pull energy, how to put frequencies into the Genius? That I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yes, being able to see all you're showing. Will the imprinted items survive airport security scanners or x-rays? Susie, the best thing to do for that would be to get a Faraday bag and put it into a Faraday pouch, which is going to protect that. Or you can put it into foil. So foil would be another way to protect that. But I haven't seen that they are significantly shifted. So if you had a band, I don't think it's going to be that particularly impacted by the x-rays. But that being said, I would get a Faraday bag, pouch, or just wrap it in tin foil. All right. How big is the copper tracings plate? Okay, we saw that one. It's probably 5 inches by 5 inches for the little plate, and the larger plate is about 9 inches by 8 inches. And so that's a good, you can sort of see the comparison here. So this, I think, is about, maybe it's 4 by 4 is maybe more accurate, between 4 and 5. And this one is about 9 by 8 inches. So significantly larger. You can see right there, it's about 4 times the size. Okay. And let's see. I have a small plate that I bought over from the Genius over a year ago. How do I know it's working? It's working as long as it's plugged in, and these you have it connected in here. It's not going to not work. It's very, very basic. That's nice about that particular plate, is nothing that really can break. If you ripped this off or you broke the connection in some way, if this was somehow looked like it was impaired, then it might not be working. But these are really well made. All of our plates are really well made by craftspeople who make all of these individually. There's not any type of a manufacturing line. They're all made by hand. Okay. How do you put a solfeggio tones on a bracelet? Okay, I gotcha. Very, very simple. So the simplest thing is whatever you're playing on your Genius, when I just switched to something else, whatever you're playing from here, when you have the play button on, that is going to be transferred to the plate. So whatever you're playing on your Genius, as long as they're connected, that is going to play into your plate. So as long as you have the two of them connected, then if you're playing solfeggios on your Genius, they're going to be playing into whatever is on your plate. And it's couldn't be any more simple than that. So you don't have to do anything special except find the solfeggios on your Genius. So if you find the solfeggios on your Genius, and we find them here, and I think it's not going to really work too well to kind of show them here, but you get the idea. And then you just hit quick balance, or you hit the play button. Let's see if I have to put them into the tray. Just put all of them into that lower tray, and then we just play them from here. Oh, Goodness gracious, I can't play them just for that tray. That's right. All right, well, you get the idea. So I'll get it all set up. But as soon as you're just playing those frequencies, those solfeggios, then they're going to be transmitted here. So let's go ahead and get these all playing. And then we just hit the play button. So as those are playing and this is connected here, all of that is landing and going into. So as long as I have my water on the tray here, now I'm having great fun because I'm successfully transferring the energy of the solfeggios into the plate. It really is that easy to do this. It's very, very easy. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing, write down what frequencies you placed into the media, and so on and so forth. It's very, very simple. Let's just go ahead and look at some of the other slides that we have available here, and we'll answer some more of your questions as well. So let's see if it will let me share the screen again. And then let's go back to the other view. Okay, so let's just look at a few more of the slides and then we'll get to, there's a few more questions here. Also, our website is geniusbiofeedback.com. So if you maybe came in after the hour, you may want to check out the website. We have lots of Black Friday specials, and also check out our events calendar, because tomorrow we're going to do a global healing at 10 o'clock in the morning before your Thanksgiving. Although if you're on the East Coast, it's going to be 1 o'clock. But I hope you can join us for that. Check out our Black Friday Genius Remedy Plate specials. And we have other Black Friday specials here on Black Friday. We're going to do 30% off of libraries. So if there are libraries that you want, this is a great time to get them. We also recently reduced our library pricing, so you can check it out. It's really a great deal now for any libraries. And on top of that, they're going to be 30% off. So all of these, you can save $50 on the copper tracings plate, $50 on the sacred geometry plate, $120 on the triple layer plate. So that's an amazing deal. And then the boosted plate is actually $200 off. So Sophie, if you were thinking about getting it, it's probably a really good time, because if you look at it the rest of the year, these are really legitimate and they're excellent sales. We really don't either break on price very often, and that price, you've probably seen it all year at the $497 price points. It's a pretty good time to get one. All right, so just talking a little bit about Remedy plate setup once again. So you're going to use the recharge port of the actual device. So I think you all know what your recharge port is. Who doesn't? That looks like that for an iPad Pro. This is a USB-C connection. And then you'll need an adapter, either a lightning port adapter. You all know that from your phone, or you'll need a USB-C connection that looks just like that for usually your Android devices, or here the iPad Pro is now using it. And you just turn the power on if the Remedy plate has a power button. If there's a connection, you simply need to, as long as they're connected, if there's a connection, means as long as they actually are physically connected, you just need to hit the play button. And once you hit the play button, you're going to be pushing the energy, moving the energy from the Genius into the media. It's really, really almost more simple than you can imagine. Okay, so just a little bit more about the setup, and you can see that here, right? We're only using for that particular larger plate, we're just using this connection right here, and it just goes into 3.5. You can use those banana plugs if you're using something like a Rife machine, GB4000, something like that. And then you can just see the connection here, right? That's going to be the connection to the iPad or the phone. And so now the question of time. The longer the time, the more saturated the media will be with the frequencies. So water, you can imprint water in 30 seconds to 3 minutes. So 30 seconds to 3 minutes. This is, think about this practice in the morning. Think about when you're getting up, you're making your coffee, you're making your tea, you have maybe an extra plate, like get one for Black Friday. If you already have one, get another one. And maybe you have one of your Genius Accesses, which is just dedicated to food and beverage. And every morning when you get up, you already have it pre-set up. Maybe it's a smaller device or cheaper device or something. And you get up every morning and you charge up your water. And then you finish making your food in the morning. You have a set of frequencies. Maybe it's solfeggios, maybe it's flower essences, maybe it's vitamins, maybe it's minerals. How about digestive frequencies? Digestive frequencies, put that and then charge that up for 30 seconds into your food. If you're going to eat the food or you're going to drink the water, you really don't need more than 30 seconds, maybe a minute, 2 minutes at the most, and you're going to have the frequencies in there. Again, if you want to play it longer, you can. The longer you play the frequencies, the more saturated the molecules of that particular thing are going to be, and so they're holding the energy. So gemstones, you would do maybe 3 to 5 minutes of imprinting, and we're going to talk about how long they last in just a moment. And then the hologram wristbands, you would do 3 to 10 minutes. These are also available on the website at geniusbiofeedback.com. And then how long does it last? Okay. The longer you imprint, the longer it will last. Water, you're going to do maybe 3 minutes. It's going to last 2 to 4 weeks. Hopefully you'll have drank the water by that time. Gemstones, you're going to imprint them. What did we just say here? 3 to 5 minutes. It's going to last 6 months to a year. It really does hold the charge, and you'll hear that from people who are utilizing these bands. And then the hologram wristbands would last about 3 to 6 months. So even though I've given you sort of a short amount of time here, if you want to take those gemstones and you got maybe a dozen bracelets or 20 bracelets or 50 bracelets that you're going to put on Etsy or you're going to make available for sale, maybe you want to take that whole set, and with your very special frequencies, you've come up with a formulation, a recipe that you could share with them. You know, I put vitamins, minerals, digestive frequencies, frequencies that are calming. I put frequencies in here that are solfeggio tones, and this is the list of frequencies that I use, and I actually super saturated them for an hour. And maybe you even want to boost the frequency. You know, there's the X50 or X25 or whatever in the frequency, shape, and form. So maybe you want to super boost those frequencies into there. You could use that power boost setting in frequency, shape, and form. And then you're going to tell it to them. You're going to put on a little card, like a card stock. This is exactly the recipe I use. And then they see it. That's fascinating to them. They're like, ooh, these are the frequencies in there. And then they wear the wristband, and you're going to hear all types of stories, of amazing stories of what they experience, which is really, really cool. Okay. And then 3 to 10 minutes for the hologram wristbands as well. And those last 3 to 6 months. Okay, this is not for this lecture, but let's see what other questions that you have that I haven't yet answered. Tracy says, can you use the plates with other Rife generators? Yes, you absolutely can, as long as they have a way to connect. So those banana plugs you can use, like I said, with a Rife machine. So it has to have a way to connect with the 3.5 millimeter connection, or with the plate that I showed, this particular plate, you're probably going to be doing well because it has several different ways that you can interact with this, including the 3.5 millimeter, or it has this sort of computer USB port here. So you probably have a lot better luck with the triple layer plate or with the sacred geometry plate. Can you use selenite to clear remedy plates? To clear, you don't really need to clear the plate. First of all, you could imprint selenite. So selenite would be something that you could imprint, and maybe you want to use it to clear the media. I'm sure it could be used to clear the plate. You could use it to clear the media as well. I like to use a pen light, just the laser, the green color has a tendency to help to clear the energy. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm buying a boosted plate today as my Christmas gift. Sophie, good for you. That's awesome. That's exciting. Now, should the water be put in glass or is stainless steel okay? I find that the plate, and it's a good question, is pretty forgiving. So this has a stainless steel cap. It's always just better for human beings to drink from glass because metal is conductive, right? And so whatever is in the air, whatever it's being exposed to, you know, I don't like the energy of metals for being in my body, or maybe some of the metal getting into the water. So that is a personal preference. I know stainless steel containers became very, very popular. We all learned about plastics. But if you can use water, anytime you can use water, that is a better choice. But you can still use your remedy plate on a stainless steel bottle, and it will make a difference. It's probably a little bit protected. It's not probably going to imprint. So the better choice would be glass or even plastic. Now, I know nobody likes plastic. I don't like plastic, but it's probably going to imprint better through plastic than it is through metal, but it's not going to totally shield it from the energies of the remedy plate. So you can still get some imprint from that. Or you can imprint the water in glass and then pour it into your stainless steel bottle for transport. Can you briefly explain how to use the general settings without a specific client? So Pat, yeah, we can show it on we can run a little bit long and show it on the Genius, but really it's as simple as in your client area, you're just going to put sample client, or you're going to put imprinting frequencies, or you could put the words generic client, any of those words. You're just not testing a person. You just choose a random birth date. It could be today's date. That would be fine. And then you just select one gender or the other. It does not matter. You're using the Genius in a way of a pure frequency generator rather than actually testing. Now, we'll go through the paces where you'll have to do the testing, but it really isn't going to matter. It's not meant or intended for any person. You haven't tested anybody. So you're just using it as a way to generate frequencies that you are selecting. To contrast that, when you're working with a person, you could create a band or a gemstone or a bracelet for them. And in that case, you would be specifically testing their voice and their picture. And then you would be running the red and blue energy, selecting those, and then imprinting it into a wristband meant just for that person. So that's the difference. Should the water, okay, we put that, which plate is your favorite? You know, I really do. I love the triple plate because it's just beautiful to look at and it has all that sacred geometry. But I also really like the boosted plate that we're looking at here because you can put so many things on and because it really has a lot of power. I guess I like those two power plates because it's just really a lot of really strong energy in order to imprint. And you're getting a lot of energy into whatever media you're placing on those two trays. Actually, the two that are being shown in this picture. So that's perfect. Good timing. The old silicone bracelets I originally got 3 to 6 months. Yes. If you ordered a big batch of silicone bracelets, they're still good. You can still use them. You know, we're just at the Genius, you know, we're always just trying to try new things. So I really like these. And you could actually get those silicone bands and you maybe still have a stack of them and go onto Amazon and look for these hologram stickers and take the stickers and just put them on the bands. I mean, that would be perfectly fine too. This is only limited by your creativity, and you'll probably come up with good ideas that hopefully you can share with me and let me know. Okay. If a client plays the frequencies to her jewelry, now why is the client playing the frequencies? Because are you going to gift them a plate, or you're going to have them? One thing you could do is you can have them play the headphones to the jewelry. That could work. So if a client plays the frequencies for her jewelry from the capsule, how long would this last compared to a remedy plate? It's not going to be as direct. It's not going to be as strong, and it's not guaranteed to really work in the way that remedies plates are created specifically for this imprinting purpose. And they're crafted in such a way which is different from the headphones. So I don't think you're going to get as good an imprint. I don't think it's going to be as long. You know, for somebody who's really into that, who gets frequencies from you on a regular basis, they may want to get one of these, right? Right now it's on sale, but this is going to be like, you know, it's it's indestructible basically. So they're going to have it for a long time. So they may want to get one of these, and they can, if they have a quantum capsule, they can play the frequencies from the capsule into this, and they could use it. Maybe it'll be a gift or a bonus that you give to somebody who signs up for a year, and you're going to give them that special gift of the plate to them. Anyway, they could then create their own, based on the frequencies you send to them, they could create their own water remedies. They could put those frequencies into water, into bracelet. They could do everything we've talked about today. They could do it from their quantum capsule because it's basically a frequency generator. The only difference is they can't choose or select the frequencies for them. All right. So how far does the boosted plate extend in feet or meters from the location clearing? I mean, I think it probably extends out, 12 to 20 feet, but it could be more. I mean, you could try it. I would experiment with it. I mean, it's going to be more than the smaller plate. So I'm just going to guess 12 to 20 feet and then play around with it. See if you feel that energy being cleared in other parts of your house or across the driveway, or just maybe, see what you feel. I have the triple plate and I bought it to import remedies into libraries. I've not used this yet because I haven't got the correct USB connection. Have I bought the incorrect plate to be able to create libraries? Not at all. Any plate will work for you to import frequencies into your Genius. And the only thing that you're probably missing, okay? Here's your plate. Here's your triple plate. Here's the connection. You should be using this. We should have sent you one of these. So did you receive one of these from us? God, I hope you did, because I know you're like in New Zealand or something. So we should have sent you one of these. And then maybe we can just pay for you to order it on Amazon if we didn't. And then it goes into the 3.5 millimeter connection here. So that's not a problem. Then we know that we have this, that on the other side, you have that 3.5 millimeter. Well, whatever device you have, Michelle, the only thing that you should be missing is this. And this you can get anywhere in the world for $10. What really it depends on is, do you have a USB-C or do you have a lightning port? That's all you really need. That was the only thing that would have been missing. We tried to put that in some pictures in a postcard that we send out with all the plates. So there shouldn't be any reason you shouldn't be able to use it at this time. So please go right out and get one, and then we can show you. But the way to import, let's see if we can get it on mirroring in just a moment. We'll go to that in just a moment. I assume if you put a plate vertically between two jugs of water, it would imprint from both sides of the plate. Yeah. If you're looking at this picture, you could just load anywhere that it's touching those copper tracings. As long as the bottle of water is touching something there on the tracings, it's going to receive the energy. If you connect plate for a quantum capsule, will it broadcast and benefit if you do not hear the sound? Yes, it absolutely will. Well, no, I'm going to correct that. It won't. Okay, let's think. It is playing the frequencies. Yeah, you should still get the benefit of it. It's generating the frequencies anyway. So it's generating them from the phone, but you're not hearing the sound. So the frequency generation is there. The sound effect is not there, but you could get something called a splitter. So look for a Belkin Rockstar, any type of those splitters, and then you could get the sound on headphones as you're doing the imprint as well. And then you know that you're getting all the benefits. Okay, if the device is older, if her device is older, the port is audio. Yeah, it might still have an audio port. If it still has an audio port to it, then you can use that with the 3.5 millimeter. Well, let's go ahead. We'll look at see if we can look at the Genius. So let's see if I can I haven't used this computer in a while. I'm going to see if I can connect my reflector to this, if it will cooperate. So let's see what it will do here. If it will make that connection. Okay, do we have a number here? Yeah, let me just put this code in and we'll get the Genius together in just a moment. And we'll just talk about the functions of, it's really just creating a library. There's nothing really super mysterious about this. So let's just go ahead. If we go to our Genius here, it has to go through all of its paces. So now let's go to the question that was asked about the client. Oh man, I might not be able to get this to start. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. So we just have sort of a blank client in here. So this is going to be generic client, or you can just do, imprinting session. My spelling is great there. I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. Imprinting session, that would be fine too. And then the date of birth, you could just select today's date if you wanted to. All right, so there, and it's November 22. All right, so today's date, then select the gender, either one is fine, continue with a new analysis, and we're gonna skip the voice, and we're gonna skip the picture. Okay, we skip that, and then we have to have a scan going on this because we need to be able to bring up the items. So we're going to do that. Now, once we've done that, well, actually, we really don't need to do the scan for this purpose. So that's actually only if we're doing imprinting. So now I'm going to go to the navigation bar and I'm going to go ahead and go to libraries. And so I haven't used this one on my iPad in a while. Oh gosh, I hope it loads. In just a moment, it'll load it, and then I'll show you how to create libraries on here. This sometimes happens with my iPad. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the, see if my cursor will show here, up to the plus sign, and we're going to create a library. So we have here, this is one of our Dr. C7 supplements. We have Dr. C7, a great C vegetable supplement on the website. And if we just put Dr. C7, so that maybe is the line of type of library that we're going to use. And then we're going to save it. And now we're going to do the imprinting. So the first thing I have to do is connect my remedy plate. I connect my remedy plate. It's connected. I'm going to place the item. So this is called VIR from a company called Dr. C7. I'm going to place this like an immune support. I'm going to place that on the remedy plate. And I can't really show both at the same time. Well, I guess I can switch back and forth. Let's show this first, but you can just imagine that that is the item on the plate. So now that it's placed on the plate, let's see, we can quickly go back here to here, see if it's showing. Okay, so now you can see that one on the plate. There it is. Actually, you can show both at the same time. We'll just keep the screen sharing on. Now we're going to go to add item to the library, and we're going to go ahead and type in, this one is like an immune support, so it's called VIR. Now look at the different choices. How would you like to import your item today? Would you like to do archetype encoding? That's where you just type it in. No. Do we want to do the frequency input where we just type in the frequency? No, we want to use the test plate. So the first thing is it has to be connected. We can see it's connected, right? We know we have this connection over here, although you can't really see it. We know that it's in fact connected. There we go. All right, it's connected. As long as it's connected, we're going to be able to pull the digital frequency from this, even though it's in the bottle. It really does work. And then we're going to do this. We're going to tap on imprinting test plate. And now it pulls the energy from whatever is on this plate. And you can play around with this. You can actually you can experiment. Some people have actually, you see how I had my finger on there? Some people have just put their finger on here and they've tested themselves like this. So let's just have some fun with that. And it can be, just like your client, it could be AP, my energy, right? From the finger holding on there. And you could actually just balance that. So let's have some fun with that. So if I just hold even my whole hand like that, that could be another way to do it, or just my finger or my thumb or whatever it is, you get the idea. And so they're just going to go imprint play. So even pull the energy of me, which then I could play as a harmonizing frequency for like my perfect personal homeopathic played back to me. So that's another way. It's just fun. This isn't exactly, you could, obviously there's so many things you can do by recording your voice and picture and balancing yourself. You don't necessarily need to do that, but it's just an idea. It's just different ways to work with the plate. So anything that you want, that's another really fun thing that you can do is just put a gemstone on there, and then you can get the energy of whatever kind of, amethyst, quartz, rose quartz, moonstone, and you can bring all of those in. Again, we're going to do imprinting test plate, so it brings the energy in from the item to your genius. I mean, these are the kinds of things that really make the genius extraordinary. When you really realize how deep it goes, you can do so many things with it. So then you save it. Now, just a couple of notes about this. When you finish this process, you do need to do a couple of little housekeeping items. You need to go down here, add to client, and I'm just going to reselect everything on here. And then it's going to add this to all of my client, or no, it's actually not going to add it to all the clients. So I'm going to show you a way that you can do that. It'll add it to the current client. So we can look at that on the current client if it saves it. How does it know not to pull the energy from the plastic top? You know what? I mean, if you really wanted to, you could take this out. You could put it in some type of a paper cup or something. You know, there's no way to actually do this, but I have found that it really works. The energy of this, if you test this for yourself or for a client over time, it really does work. It somehow senses the energetic imprint and really does pull the energy. You know, the way to answer that is, have you ever done muscle testing? If you've ever done muscle testing, do they take the supplement out and only hold the powder? No, they hold the whole supplement bottle in their hand, and that's how the kinesiologists test it. So it really does work, even if you just put the whole bottle or all the capsules on there. If you wanted to have a way of testing the remedy and you wanted to just test one dose, then if you wanted to get really into the weeds with this, you could take one capsule out of the bottle and then just program it in the library as being a single capsule. But I feel like it does really capture the capture the essence or frequency of what is in the bottle very, very well. I just want to point out that this library, which is the Daily Energy Optimizer, is a great one to utilize for your day. This would be a wonderful thing that you could just put into water every day. So it's got great affirmations, it's got adaptogens, things like that. And so this could be something you could just instantly put the quick balance, hit the quick balance and play that into your water for the day. So you could do that. All right, so let's go back to the one that we just created. Remedy plate, was it the Remedy plate imprinted library? What did we just name that library? Somebody will let me know. Oh, we named it for the Dr. C7, right? Dr. C7 right here. And so there it is. So, you know, my energy looks like it's pretty balanced, right? I don't need to take that in, although it wasn't testing me, but saying the VIR is in red, but you could just see how you would test it and where those energies would be. I think the intention of pulling the beneficial energies and not, yeah, so Penny is saying just hold your intention to have it imprint only the energies that you want. And your intention is really powerful. Your intention is always working with the genius. Keep that in mind. You know, the genius is not, it's not like an automaton machine. Like you're always in the field with the energy, working with the energy with the genius. So keep that in mind when you're doing your sessions. Keep your intention really clear. Okay, so all right, very, very good, very good, excellent. Let's see if there's anything else. We showed how to do that. And this is the other thing I wanted to show you. When you add anything to your library, let's go back here for a moment. This is really important. So, and then we'll just sort of wind everything up. So when you are adding frequencies, any type of library that you've created, or even after you've imported libraries, maybe you've gotten some libraries from me, you probably need to do the following. Go to the settings, the navigation bar, and go to, I think it's settings, and go here where you automatically assign all libraries and toggle it off and then toggle it back on. So when you toggle it back on, it will add your new libraries. You have to sort of reset it. And now it will make sure that your new libraries are now added to your total testing matrix. Okay, so let's see if there are any final questions. And then we're going to just remind you that there are wonderful remedy plates available at geniusbiofeedback.com. And like I said, they really are, if you've seen them throughout the year, you know that these are really good pricing for the Black Friday special. We usually don't have really specials on remedy plates. So the copper tracing one is $50 off for $197. The sacred geometry is $50 off, also $197. The triple layer plate is $120 off for $277. And the boosted plate, we may run out of those because they're a great price. They're almost half off at $200 off for the boosted one. Get yours now while supply lasts, as they say. Probably won't be available by as of Black Friday. Okay, so let's see. The water thing you had, you can get it in a roll and cut a size you would need for injuries. Works great. Okay. if you have a resource for that, Penny, do me a favor and send me a message. The only one that I have is the one that I've gotten as these patches, and they're a bit expensive, the Medela patches, which are nice, and it's like a hydrogel. So if you have a resource for that, based on your practice, and we could cut these, that would be a great resource. If you can email me and let me know that. I would love to know how to create a master branch at some time. So go to my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel, go to Ariel Policano on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you subscribing. And then on my channel, search for Master Branch, and you will become completely enlightened in a step-by-step video that shows you everything that you need to know about using the Master Branch. You can find a lot of videos about different things like the Neuro Remedy and different things at my YouTube channel. There's a lot of free trainings there that we've done over the years. So Michelle, thank you. And thank you everybody. We will be back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And just go to the events calendar and you can see, and I may do some other live streams over the weekend. So keep tuned to this. You can go right here and you can register for the Zoom. This is Pacific time. We're going to be doing, I wish she had put this on there, but it's going to be a global healing. I'm going to change this right after today. It's a global healing. I want everybody to bring their genius so we can bring this up and we can run frequencies together tomorrow. It'll be short. It won't be long. It'll just be about an hour. And then you can go and enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. So just one last mention. We are going to have all the things that are on Black Friday are going to be on this special menu. And so right now we do have the Quanta capsules at incredible 2019 pricing. You can get 5 Quanta capsules for $197, which they're usually $309. Okay, so definitely check out this special. 10 capsules for $347, which makes them easy division there, $34.70. And they're usually way more than that, even for 50 for 520 for 10 is the regular pricing on that. So that means they're $52 per capsule. This is a huge break on price. If you can get 50 or 100, I would recommend that and just say that's going to be for 2024. Maybe that's all the capsules that you're going to utilize. If so, you've gotten 100 capsules for $14.97. Believe me, the developer didn't want to do that. We were able to convince him. And because you can sell those for $65 per capsule. So definitely check that out. And we're going to post the library discount on here as well. So just keep watching this Black Friday as things change. And we'll have our courses, our practitioner level courses will be on Black Friday pricing as well. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope to see you tomorrow. And thanks for attending today. Take care, everybody. Be well. Bye-bye for now.